Axi Select has been really easy to follow. I can still trade news, I can trade over the weekends, and most importantly, there's no daily drawdowns.
Welcome, everyone, to the Axi Select Strategy Podcast. I'm so excited to have Sofea back. So, can you walk us through your entry and exit and what kind of indicators you have here? It looks like moving averages.
So I have a few common moving averages to tell me the trend and whatnot. When I traded here on this on this vertical red color line, this is 3rd of March 2026, and this is on the D1 time frame. So what I did was, this blue solid line is the previous month's high. So on D1, it actually failed to lock above. So I will draw the line on D1 and then I will look at it on H1. What happens is that the price failed to lock above. So I would say it was a bounce. And then when I move to H1, so this is the H1 view. This is the same vertical line. It actually locked down. This is previous day low. This dashed line is previous day low. So you can see this blue moving average has actually locked down here. So that's when I took an entry, and my target pips was 150 pips, and my stop loss is at -1%. And in this case, it was a successful trade.
If I understand you correctly, what you said is that you are looking for the rally to lose momentum, maybe fail around significant highs in this case. Can you show in this chart what point you would have shorted it?
Over here, you see there's a red.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is an actual. Let me just zoom in. You see this? So this is a long candle. Yeah. So it is actually a actual trade.
So that is where you short, but then we see the full trade on the daily chart. Is that correct?
I look at both daily chart and then H1. So in the daily chart, I would first draw the previous month high. Then I come to H1. And then somewhere around this point, in reference to this blue solid line, because this blue solid line is the previous month high, the price started coming down.
Can you point on this daily chart where the short would have been at? Oh, okay. Now I understand. So how do you determine your exits? Is it based upon your profit goal for the month, or is it based upon something else?
It's based on my profit goal. So if let's say this were to happen prior to Pro-M stage, what I will do is that I will calculate how many pips I need per trade. So how do I do that is that the target profit is 7% for each stage. Prior to Pro-M, each stage you need to have minimum number of trades. So let's say there's 50 trades that you need to do. So what I'll do is 7% divided by 50 trades. Then I will know per trade how many percent I would need. And then from there, I will calculate. So that would give me about 150 pips in this case. So in this case, my target profit was 150 pips and it was successful. But should it have reversed, my stop loss would be at -1%.
So would you say that your target is the same for every single trade then?
It depends. So if I don't have any losses prior to that, it will always be 150 pips. But if I had a loss before that, let's say I lose negative 2,000 pips. So I will go negative 2,000 plus 150. That would be my target or more.
Typically, because I know that you previously mentioned that you focus on a high win rate strategy, which is why your targets are more conservative and your stop loss is wider. Could you say what's the accuracy rate that you generally target?
I don't have an accuracy rate, but more of at the end of the month or stage, I want to be profitable. So I don't say that, okay, I must have this number of win rates. I don't. That was prior to this. So now my focus is more on getting profitable. So if I have a loss, I have to make back that loss plus my new target. So let's say I lose 2,000 pips. So my new target will be 2,150 because 2,000 plus my target of 150. Let's say I'm in the middle of the month and I still have another 2,000 pips more. So it'll be 2,000 plus 2,000. So it'll be 4,000 pips. That's my next target. But it also depends on market conditions, whether the market allows it to happen or not, whether is it ranging or is it trending.
I mean, that's very true, right? Because gold went from a very trending market to having more range sessions than it had before. How has that affected your trading? Because it sounds like your target is conservative enough to survive range-bound environments. But if you do get stopped out, you require a much bigger trend in order to make it back. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. So which is why my stop loss is very conservative at -1%, because that if at this level of -1%, it allows me to have 10 tries before I get kicked out from the program.
So let's just talk a little bit about your overall trading journey. Can you tell us a little bit about why you chose Axi Select instead of other prop trading programs?
Sure. So Axi Select has been really easy to follow. Maybe I can tell a little bit of history. So around 2019, I saw the images of prop programs and I was very skeptical initially because many of these companies they charge you to have a demo account. It's not real money. And some of them are not regulated and all of these things did not excite me at all. I would rather trade my own personal account to a significant value rather than just gamble it away. And this was just my personal perspective at that time. But one day, a friend told me that, hey, Axie is a well known regulated broker and they're based in Sydney, Australia. And this program actually trades on a real live account. So I said, okay, let me research. So I did, and then within a week, I signed up. And the only rule that Axis Select had was a max drawdown of 10%. I can still trade news, I can trade over the weekends, and most importantly, there's no daily drawdowns because being a swing trader, daily drawdowns would just kick me off. I mean, I could have, let's say I'm positive 10%, but because of that one particular one day, that would just kick me out, right? So I find that that's not fair in other companies. So I find that Axis Select, we are free to trade our age, and the max allocation with Axis Select is $1 million of real money. So it shows that Axis Select really has a vested interest in traders who can trade. And the best part was that Axis Select is free to join.
That's true. Axi Select is really suited for swing traders who need, that wider stop or wider max drawdown in case some of their strategies reach higher drawdown levels than some of the other programs. Like they really try to have rules that really foster success for traders rather than trying to get traders to just breach their accounts and collect the challenge fees. And I think that's one thing that's really truly unique about Axi Select.